Hello again, science fair instructors. Quick update video just to give you some useful information about stuff that will be happening in workshops 3 and 4. So first off, we have this lovely handout which has a whole list of different projects that students can do some ideas. They're just project questions, but you can also go online and look up procedures on some place like sciencebuddies.com, which has very exhaustive lists. We'll be sending that list out with you during workshop 3. You don't have to use it, but if at any point during the workshops you guys have students who are having difficulty coming up with a research question who seem really lost, this list can be really useful. And it's organized by how long it takes to complete the experiment, starting with the shortest ones, which can be done over a weekend, and then into subject category. And it's just a whole bunch of research questions kiddos can ask. Longer ones, shorter ones, and whatnot. Now, the teachers have been sent a link to this list. They've also been sent to a link to a whole bunch of different resources like Science Buddies and different science fair pages. So they should have a lot of resources, but sometimes when you're going around answering kids' questions and things like this, you'll just get one who's really like kind of flat and down and like, I don't know what to do for a science fair. And you can pick some of the flashy ones out there to try and get them excited. These are experiments that have been done a lot at science fairs. I'm kind of bored with them, but they're new to the kids, and that's what's really important. Also, it's a really good idea just to ask them, well, what are your interests? What do you like to do in your spare time? Because you can turn almost anything into a science fair project. You like to play video games? Hey, you can measure your heart rate playing different kinds of video games, say trying platformers versus first-person shooters versus role-playing games, and see like what kind of gaming gets your heart rate up the most. You can do more qualitative questions. What kinds of environments are people best at video games? This can be if their interests are Pokemon, if their interests are musical instruments. You can come up with research questions for any of these, but sometimes kids are a little resistant, and the list can help. So we're going to send those out. Actually, I think we're going to keep a couple of copies of that in the baskets for every workshop from here on out, so you'll just have them in there if you want to fish out. Second thing, in week 3, we're going to be plugging other outreach that we do. Specifically, I want y'all to plug the SPICE program. Those of you that are in 5th grade classrooms. If you're in younger classrooms, you can, by all means, go ahead and plug and hand these out, because we're going to have stuff for all other ages as well. But you don't need to spend as much time plugging the SPICE program. If you're in a 5th, 6th, or 7th grade classroom, actually, you should spend some time talking about this. And on the back side of it, I don't have it right now, these are blank, but there will be information about other camps. There are camps for younger kids, there are different science and non-science camps, and we'll have a bunch of resources on the back of that. Because Spice Camp is for girls, sometimes, people may feel like, well, why are you telling me about this camp if I'm a boy, so you can also say like, hey, we've also got lots of other really great camps. Some of them are U of O camps. Some of them are at places like the Science Factory, the Boys and Girls Clubs. Encourage them to take these flyers home to their parents because there are lots of really great summer camps out there. And so make sure to plug those. I'm going to insert a frame in the Workshop 3 Prezi prompting you to talk about this. Depending on how it's going with your workshop, you can skip it and push it off to the 4th workshop or something like that. But I would like you to take a few minutes to do that because we are recruiting for Spice Camp. The application will be open soon. And then in Workshop 4, we want to plug the actual science fair itself. So you'll have these flyers for the science fair to send home with kiddos. I need to make a new, this one's getting old. And let them know that they can sign up for the fair online, and there is a $20 fee, really emphasize this because kids get hung up on the $20 fee. If they check the scholarship box, we waive that fee. Like, nobody has to pay for the science fair if they can't afford it, or they just don't want to. If you can afford it, you should pay. Because it's a nice thing to do, but we don't need that money. We do get support from inside U of O to run the fair, and you all are volunteering your time. Thank you so very much to do it. So do let the kids know, like, hey, you should sign up for the fair and bring your project, and let them know that this is a really great fair to start at. It's super fun. It's not super competitive. We break them down into as many small categories as we can, so a lot of ribbons get given out. But also, our fair is really interactive and fun because in addition to all of the great projects that kids bring, we also have like a dozen outreach tables going at this event. So when they're not, you know, in the middle of judging, they can go to the egg drop station and do egg drop. They can go to the flubber station and do flubber. They can go over to the science factory table and do whatever they're doing there. You know, we have all sorts of fun different things at every fair. They should bring their families. They should bring their siblings. They should tell their friends about it. If they're not sure that they want to bring their project this year, they should still come and hang out because once they see it, they will want to do a project. Sometimes we even have like little workshops on the side that you can go to and learn about something cool and do some sort of hands-on activity. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do at the fair in addition to just the presenting the projects themselves. So that's my favorite part. I love looking at the stuff the kids have done. It's really great. And getting to hear them talk about their project because that's when you really get a feel for like what they learned and what was exciting about it. That's pretty much it. The registration for the fair will be online. I mean, we will have paper forms that people can get, but I really prefer that they do it online if at all possible. A lot of times the teachers go ahead and register the kids, and that's fine as well. That's about it. I just emailed a bunch of information to the instructors. Of course, if this is a year beyond 2017, hopefully I've emailed the instructors a bunch of information about all of this. That's all I wanted to say today. If you haven't gotten your background check forms done, please do that as soon as possible. And of course, watch all of the training videos. Thanks a lot.